Hi! Before I will start this video, I'm just gonna clarify something about my videos. Or you could just skip this clip, it's just under the description. If you're curious why in my videos there are the words rebalance, rework, and overhaul, back to rework. This is not just random titles for the videos. Rebalance is a common thing we heard about when some weapon stats are being changed, like the videos, the backscatter rebalance, and the classic rebalance, were my opinions of what the weapon stat should be. The stats can be changed within the code itself, like the faster attack speed, minus 15 damage penalty, or the plus 25 damage bonus, which are stats that can be altered within the TF2 code. However, the rework is different from the rebalance. It is similar to the rebalance videos where my opinions for the weapon's stats should be, but it's not within the code. By applying new concept never heard before, for example the buffalo steak sandwich rework idea and the backburner rework idea, both videos I mentioned has a completely new concept for the weapons, where my opinions for the weapon's stats should be changed. Like the smoke screen for the backburner, which makes the pyro more stealthy, and the berserk mode idea for the buffalo steak sandwich, which will enhance the heavy's combat with the melee, which they are the type of concept that would fit for the weapon's playstyle. In my rework videos, my opinion for the stats are completely out of the box, which is not restricted within the TF2 code, but a concept that would be better for the weapon's current stat that will improve its gameplay. And there's the overhaul videos. In these videos, the idea of stats change as the same way with a rework. However, it's not just the unlockables are being rebalanced, but the stock as well. And when changing the stock, it will affect the rest of the weapons, for example, the fist with the alt-fire blocking mechanism. With the new stock balance, it would affect the other weapons as well, like the KGB and the Fist of Steel. And I fucking screwed up with my new overhaul videos, like the medic melee overhaul and the Troopel overhauls. It didn't change the stock stats, which will not affect other weapons like the Vitasaur or the Girote, so I'm really sorry for the confusion. And the last is the remaster, which pretty much self-explanatory, so that's out of the way, let's begin. Yes, the Pomson 6000. This weapon is okay. Let's just agree that this weapon is useless as fuck, and everybody using it is just a handicap to the team, myself included. Fun fact, this weapon is part of the Dr. Grorbort's Brainiac pack during the 2011 Christmas update. The weapon is currently one of my worst weapon in my opinion that this game has to offer. God, let's just look at the stats of this godforsaken weapon. Does not require ammo. Projectile cannot be deflected. Victim loses up to 10% medigun charge on hit. Victim loses up to 20% cloak and deals only 20 damage to buildings. Okay. I don't see the slow projectile speed in this stats, it's because it's a hidden stat. But the goddamn projectile speed is too slow as fuck, like really slow, like a snail's pace. The no cost ammo and the cannot be deflected stat is good, but the minus 10% medigun charge and the minus 20% cloak charge is a big problem. This weapon encourages engineers to attack medics to slow the Uber build, which is a bit too unfair or unbalanced, and to hunt down the engineer's worst enemy, which are the Uber devs. Oh, sorry. What I meant is the sneaky Frenchman. I know, we all hate spies, but this is just pure hatred to the spy, and it can only damage 20% to buildings, but who am I to care? The weapon has some interesting stats and almost all of the stats are positive, except for the hidden stat. But the damn slow projectile speed kills the weapon. And even so, if we increase the projectile speed, it will be much broken as before. So, how can we make this weapon great again? Here are my changes for the new stats. Hidden stats: 25 faster projectile speed. Let's just say the average projectile speed is the same speed as the rocket from the rocket launcher, so adding 25% is similar to the direct hit. Return with the projectile penetrates enemy targets, limited projectile range, and remove the 2 on hit stats and exchange it with a new stat on hit, force uncloak. Well, first thing is that we should fix the projectile speed. What I could suggest is to increase the projectile speed as the same speed as the direct hit.
Wait, you said making the projectile faster makes it more of a problem?
Yes, but let me finish what I am going to say, okay? This projectile has range limit, or in short, the projectile vanishes upon reaching its limited range. With the faster projectile speed, it must have a downside, and that is the range limit. The range limit of the projectile is around 512 hammer unit, or 9.74 something meters. 10 yards. It's 10 yards. Next is to fix the draining uber and cloak problem. The weapon should not do this. It's unfair. The ability to drain uber is really not cool. It can delay pushes, but not in a fair way, because the majority of the TF2 weapons must kill the medic to stop a push. And this weapon is like pew 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 in a distance, and the medic has no idea why he can't uber. So, what I could suggest is to return the ability to penetrate to players. Why? It's because we want the weapon to be good in close range combat. And even if you can penetrate players, it cannot reach other players if they are outside the weapon's range. Note, when the projectile passes through the enemies, it will not have ticks like the righteous bison have, but it will only damage once on each enemy it passed through. And finally, for the spy haters, on hit, force to uncloak spies. Now to think about it, this is more evil than the sadistic stat before. But this new stat is not really that bad. It's just forced to uncloak a hidden spy, and it's not draining the spy's cloak meter, which means that the spy could just turn invisible if he wanted to, and the spy can just shoot you in the face with a revolver because he just decloaks, which makes the spy able to counter. So how can we counter this weapon?
I'm gonna put one right between your eyes, you panther!
Well, yeah. With the limited range of the weapon, it cannot harass enemy players from a distance. Overall, with these stats, the weapon acts like a shotgun but shoots a single, unreflectable projectile. The weapon can now shoot fast projectiles, but the projectile has a limited range, so it cannot reach enemies across the map. Remove both cloak and uber drain stats and exchange it with a force uncloak, which is annoying, but it's not as annoying as a 20% cloak drain. And returning the old projectile penetration because we need the weapon to be more reliable in close range. With this change, the weapon now acts like a shotgun, but it shoots plasma instead of shells, making the weapon more useful in close range. With the force uncloak stat, it can now reveal hidden spies, like literally making them visible. However, if the spy is uncloaked, the spy can counter by shooting you in the face or shanking you with a knife, which makes the spy capable for defense. I think that is all. Thank you guys for watching this video, and do let me know if my stats are balanced or not. Bye now, and have a wonderful day.